What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Happy Sunday. I hope everybody is having a blessed Sunday. I hope service for you all at church went well and y'all fed with the word of God. Um, as for me, my Sunday didn't go so well, but I'm still thankful. Don't get me wrong. I'm still thankful that I am alive, but my transportation, of course, made me miss church today again. Lord, I'm just asking, please let this van come through for me, because your girl can't keep missing out on stuff that she wants to go to, okay? Anyway, welcome back to I Slay Spina Bifida, everybody. Here on this channel, you already know we slay all day in all obstacles that come our way. Sorry, my throat was kind of like, but y'all know what I'm saying. We slay all day in all obstacles that comes our way, okay? Okay. Anyway, today I want to talk about how to, well, I'm going to give tips, actually. This is tips for anybody, but especially people that are who has a disability, and we want to continue to see doctors, specialists, for our care, so that we can live long, healthier lives and do the necessary thing that we have to do to get the best care. So, the first thing you want to do is, when you go to your primary doctors, ask for a referral to see a specialist. Like, for me, I have to see a specialist for spina bifida, and that's like different doctors. So I have to see a neurosurgeon, a urologist, and an orthopedic doctor. And I remember as a kid, I had to go all the way, I believe it was downtown or close by downtown, from the west side to downtown to go see my doctors. And at the time, it was called Children's Memorial Hospital. This was all when I was a kid. And so, and I would get the best care. They had the best doctors there and everything. So, my concern when I turned 18 was like, okay, I'm not a kid anymore, so I can't go to a children's hospital anymore. Where am I going to find a doctor who specializes in spina bifida? And when I tell you, it was a doozy, y'all. It was a doozy. Like, I couldn't find the right kind of doctors. They was always, in other hospitals. And let me just say this too. I know all hospitals supposed to be wheelchair accessible, but I think some of these hospitals get the term wheelchair accessible the wrong way. And what I mean by that is that, okay, they have an automatic door for you to enter in the hospital. But what about your examining rooms? Are the tables adjustable for people who are in wheelchairs or who are, short statured and cannot climb up high examining tables? Are they adjustable to where we can get on the examining table with no problem instead of climbing? Um, and some hospitals, they don't have things like that. So you have to be specific in details of what are the needs that needs to be accommodating for you. So that way, you know, you won't have to, be struggling or have to have somebody to come with you to the doctor because things are not accessible. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing you have to look for is, I should say, spacious, roomy for your chair to get in and out through the doorways. And you also want a doctor who has bedside manners. You don't want a doctor who think that they know everything, and you're telling them one thing but they saying it's another thing. You want somebody who is willing to sit down and listen to what you have to say. I know doctors are here to let us know what is going on with our bodies, but it's always good for them to listen to what you're experiencing, and then they could take it from there. And they have to know what your disability or what you're diagnosed with, because I know it was plenty of times, and I think the insurance has something to do with it too, because insurance, they work within a network, and so they would send me to all these little rinky-dink storefront clinic offices, which was not accessible at all. And some of them didn't even know what spina bifida is. So it was time for me to go. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take better care of ourselves, and it starts with getting the best care. We're not trying to be bougie about stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I will travel far if I have to get the best care. That's how you start off taking care of yourself, is getting the best care, the best doctors that you can get. So yeah, it was a trying time at that time for me, because I couldn't find any doctor that understood my disability. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like bummed out about it until I heard that one of my childhood doctors had begun to open up. They had opened up a clinic for people with spina bifidas that are adults. And I thought that was so cool, because they know exactly what to do. And I'm trying to make sure, especially neurological, my head, that I'm not having any buildups, because I was born with hydrocephalus. And so I'm trying to make sure that there's no buildup. That's more important for me, you know what I'm saying? To keep that in line, in check. So, you want to go and see the best care. And I would say, for people with disabilities, we all need to stick within the hospital type of thing, because most of the times hospitals, like I say, for instance, I'm in the Chicago area, so I prefer to go to somebody like Northwestern, including your primary doctors. Don't be going to these little office storefront, type of things, because it's not accessible. They don't even have, some of them don't even have like what you call those, the weighing scales for people who are in wheelchairs. And that was a problem for me too, because I wanted to keep up how much I weighed, you know what I'm saying? So I could be able to, you know, keep records of how much I'm losing. So all of those things, your health is important, guys. Just listen. Your health is important. If it's important to you, you will take measures and try to find the best doctors you can get, because sometimes, you know, all these little doctors' offices and stuff, they only want money. They don't care about people's health. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of them have a lot of malpractices and they're getting sued because of that. You know, so I say do your homework. Google up what, you know, where you can get the best care, a specialist that is accommodating to your disability, because we fought hard at birth to live. So we want to continue to live, you know, for a very long time, as much as we can, as long as we can. So I feel like this is very important, that you guys should know that you can find a good doctor. It's about how you go about doing that. And like I said, just start off talking to your primary doctor. Look into hospital clinics, because most likely a lot of them are accessible. They really are. Even when you're going to gynecologists. And I know this from experience that a lot of them is not accessible. They're not. They claim it's accessible because they have an automatic door that opens when you first come in. But you have to be thorough about what you mean. You got to be specific, all details. Like, does the examining table, does it go down, you know, so that is it how you say, adjustable to where it can be lowered enough for me to climb on the table. You know, read about your doctors. You know, they sometimes they have like bios about the doctor that you're going to see, you know, things like that, what they specifically specialize in. And then ask questions before you make your doctor's appointments. Like, you know, for instance, I ask a lot of doctors, like, do you know what spina bifida is? You know, do you know what hydrocephalus is? Nowadays you have to ask, because, you know, like I said, I had bumped into some doctors and they did not know what spina bifida was. And that was crazy to me. Like, I was baffled. So this is just tips for me. Like, do your research. See what, you know, what you can do about how you can go and see the specialist that is accommodating to your needs, because our health is important and we would like to live longer. You know what I'm saying? So do those things, and don't be afraid to ask questions, or, you know, ask the doctor how long he been working in the field, he or she been working in the field, what school they went to. You know, don't be afraid to ask questions, because I ask a lot of questions, you know, and it's important because my health is important. So I'm really hoping that you guys, you know, take these tips, because it's very important nowadays. Uh, you go into these clinics and they be acting like they all clueless about your condition. And you don't want to be bumping into somebody, or you don't want nobody examining you that don't know anything about your disability. You know what I'm saying? So ask questions. Same thing when you go into the gynae. Ask questions, ladies. Ask questions. I know it was kind of hard for me to find a gynae because their tables weren't lowered or anything like that, and I had to be within the network because of my insurance. But now it's trying to get better. I guess I'm still working on with them about my physical therapy and things like that. But as far as me going to the gynae, because I really need to go to the gynae, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. I know before then, when I was going to the gynecologist, I was very sick at that time. I was dealing with uterine fibroids and still dealing with it, but it's gotten better after I got the IUD. But the tables wasn't adjustable. I had to have somebody to come with me, and it was like, they act like they didn't have the help for me, even though when I was by myself, I would be like, well, can somebody please help me, get on this table? Of course, they gonna look at me strange because I'm a plus size girl. But you all should have thought about this before you put a regular table on there for a person to climb on there. You're going to get patients who is not really able to climb on those high tables, because I had two things against me: lack of mobility, and I'm short. Okay? Now, if the table was adjustable for me, I would pivot, I would get out of my chair, and I would make my little step, and I would turn, and I would sit. And then that would be it for me. I don't have no problem doing that. But it has to be adjustable. Like everything. The doorways has to be wide enough for your chairs, because some of us got wide chairs. Everything has to be accessible. Bathrooms and all through the hospital has to be accessible. Sometimes, like I said, you won't find none of these things because of the way the insurance is set up. They send us to these little rinky-dink, raggedy doctor's office, things like that. So look for those things, guys. I'm just giving you some tips I think that will help us to live longer. If you have to take measures to go far and see a specialist, you may just have to do that. I mean, that's what I did when I was little, and I'm pretty sure some of us did the same thing when we were little. Some people will go far as going to a different state to see a specialist. But if your health is that important to you, do the right thing and find the right kind of doctor. You know what I'm saying? Talk with your doctor. Ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And there are some out there that doesn't mind you calling and asking questions. Okay? So it's all about us doing our homework. So I really hope that you guys gotten a message out of this, because this was on my mind for a very long time. And I've experienced some things. I'm gonna share with you guys the next time I get back on well, once I drop another video, I'm going to share with you guys about how bad it was for me when I had the uterine fibroids. Okay, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and let me know in the comments that if you guys experience, going to these little storefront clinics and it was not accessible for you. Holla at your girl. All right, until next time, I hope you all have a blessed Sunday. Continue to have a blessed Sunday, and I will see you guys on tomorrow. Also, never forget that I love you, but God loves you more. Bye. Mwah.